Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, to Global Impromptu Speaking session number 80th. It has been a great journey knowing you all, listening you all, and learning from you all. Thank you so much for being part of our lives. You guys are amazing. Please be amazing, stay blessed. Big hand for each one of you. Now, in every meeting, we have somebody as topics master. And today we have somebody very special person, cats lover, our pets lover, and very gentle lady. Whenever she speaks her heart out. But we have one more lady, equally grateful, great lady, gentle lady. And I don't know if she is cat lover or not, but but she's a great support, a beautiful human being. And today she has taken timer's role as a challenge. Please give her a big hand to welcome to explain the timing mechanism. Toastmaster Vita ma'am, please explain the timing, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much, Amjad. I love all creatures, but not like Toastmaster Sunita. You can really keep them near and take care. But generally, I love all creatures. All divinity is there in everyone. So today I being the timer. I'll be showing you green color. This one at the end of 1 minute. After 1 minute 30 seconds, you'll be seeing yellow on my screen. And after 2 minutes, you'll be seeing this red color. Request all of you to wind up your speech by 2 minutes 30 seconds so that everyone gets the chance here to speak. Thank you so much. Back to you, Toastmaster Amjad.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vita ma'am. Really appreciate for taking this challenge as nobody raised their hand. All right, as I mentioned, in every global impromptu speaking session, there is somebody very special who has picked up plus minus 25 topics for us to speak on. And normally these topics are the questions which are in our head. And let's see what is in her head. What is she going to ask us? And she's seeking the questions of those answers of those questions. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome a very beautiful lady, Toastmaster Sunita ma'am. Sunita and Savita in competition today. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anjal. Uh, Today, I've come up with a very simple topics. The topics are very simple, but like the challenge in table topics at the Gavel Club, what we tell them is take a stand about the topic, give an example, and then close again saying what is your stand. So we have all become experts at taking a stand and justifying our stand. I thought the challenge for all of us is to add a story in the middle, the example or the story. So the topics today are very simple. What I would like you to do is give a story, either your own personal example, something that happened. It can be fictitious, it can be imaginary, but try to include a story in all the topics. It's a challenge, agreed, because so many WhatsApp stories we write down and keep, but when the time comes, nothing comes to our mind. So it can be the simplest of stories which you tell a small child also to explain something. But let us all try to include a story. We have all become experts at talking for 2 minutes, just generally. Now let's try today to include a story in the topics. Okay, we'll start. The first timer will go. Okay, Toastmaster Savita,
Yes,
your
please.
topic today is the grass is always greener on the other side. Now I would like you to add a story in this. Okay, the grass is always greener on the other side. Toastmaster Savita.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sunita. The grass always looks greener on other side. I can relate this thing to my childhood. When I was small, in our family, there were so many types like people. Some were just lower income group, some were middle income, and some were really high income group. Because most of the people, when the line was drawn between the countries, some they just ran and left everything behind. They didn't have anything in their hand. They started from scratch. My parents were one of them. And others, they brought so many things. And the baseline was absolutely different. Taking that point, when I was small, I used to feel those people are really something very different, or they have this thing or something fancy, or they can do these things and all in education or in achieving something or in getting something. My mind used to wander. I used to say that grass is always green on the other side, or these people have, there are prerogatives for some particular things. But slowly with the time, when I grew up, got educated, and our family also came to the same baseline, I thought I was wrong. It is not that way. Money is not the line for the achieving something or something. Without money, with values, with base things, you can achieve. So I this thing, the grass is greener on other side, I can relate to my childhood, my own thinking, nobody else, my own thinking that having wealth and achieving something is something different than the other things. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Sunita.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Toastmasters. So I guess we have a perfect example of what I'm asking you all to do, a small story in the middle. Thank you. Uh, Now we have Gavalier Sushant.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Gavalier Sushant, your topic is failing to plan is planning to fail. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Sushant.
Thank you, Topics Master, for giving me such a topic that I really face in my life. When I take up a thing, something that is being said by my father is that do homework, because that's the thing that makes you win or even achieve a thing, learn a thing. To say as an example, recently I attended one of the Fiji Big Bang HTS 2020 on November 1st. That time it was mixed of max aptitude test, then science. I attended it. The questions were so different. I attended a mock test. The questions were so different that I need to do so much of preparation than a regular boy does it for. I need to do 10 times preparation. But what I did was that learning the formulas, what I read only in max, but it was all about aptitude also. That is reasoning questions. And that day I realized what my father said clearly to say. We need to practice more. Unless and until we practice, we cannot get a thing. It is just like how climbing a building. Unless and until you put the next step, you cannot go to the next place. Unless you will just stay in the same. Unless and until you walk, you go to the destination. Else, you stay in the same place where you start from. So everything starts from a single step. And that's what I want to convey to you all. Friends, you don't need to be great to start, but you need to be.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Gavalier Sushant. I don't know, suddenly I can't see him. Okay. But great story over there. And we move to our next speaker. Next is Toastmaster Suraksha.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Toastmaster Suraksha, the topic is don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge a book by its cover. Toastmaster Suraksha.
Okay. Good evening, my global impromptu family. This is such a good topic. I would like to relate it to myself. As whenever people look to me, I look a kind of aggressive, a kind of kind of person who I am really not. From my inside, I'm a very I feel myself as a very emotional, very soft person, but I seem like I'm a very aggressive person. So what I want to say is, seeing something, don't judge that thing at the first glance, or don't judge that thing instantly. It will take some time for us to understand those things. We have to we have to perceive those things, uh, for to perceive the same thing. We have to go, we have to read it thoroughly, just like perceiving someone. What I want to say is, to perceive someone, to understand someone, is like to understand some book. If we judge some book by its cover, looking at its attractive cover or old cover, then we would never be able to judge someone, some person, looking at them from their outer structure or outer side. We have to know it will take time to us, like it will take time for us to read the book, to go throughout the book. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suraksha. Good story there. Okay. Now we go to the next speaker, Toastmaster Shashank, Gavalier Shashank. Gavalier Shashank?
Yes, ma'am. I'm here. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Yeah. Gavalier Shashank, your topic is where there is a will, there is a way. Follow it with a story. Where there is a will, where there is a will, there is a way. Gavalier Shashank.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Time you can start your time. Before 6 months, we don't know anything about a Zoom call. All the things which I had know was just a click to this Zoom link and just come to this meeting. At sometimes we have internet connections, the camera starts blowing like this, and we could not even attend our meeting with our fulfillment, with our complete fulfillment. But after the first month, we started to improve ourselves to go through our speeches. We did not do it as equal as we done has had done in offline, but we had tried to do it better and better. At the second and third month, we something that we had excelled in on giving online speeches. But after some time, we may take some rest not to come for the meeting because we may have some personal issues. That does not get matter here in this thing, but all the thing is coming online was a big challenge before 5 to 6 months, but now it's very simple by clicking a link, and even all of us know the technologies like breakout rooms, etc. But ladies and gentlemen, this doesn't comes only in this technological skills, but also in our life. When there is a will, when there is a will, we can achieve it, and that's the challenge of our life. And even our life is a will of in, and it's there in our hands. Over to your topic, master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shashank. Gavalier Shashank. Good story there. Okay. Now we go to the next speaker, Habby. Habby? Habby? Okay. Habby, will you?
Yes, yes, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay. Abby, your topic today is look before you leap. Look before
Okay.
you leap.
Table topic master, fellow Toastmasters. Good evening. Thank you for the topic. Look before you leap. Okay. Uh, I think that this before we take any action, we have to think about the consequences that is going to follow. So if we think properly and plan properly, you will be able to uh, do the action. Sorry, I'm very sorry. She's making noise. That's why I took her. So if you think plan properly, you can do what you plan in a proper way. Otherwise, you will have to face the consequences in a very bad way later on. In my life, there are lot many examples when I did this, because sometimes we cannot take a decision there and then. All of a sudden, we cannot take a decision. We have to think wisely. Otherwise, it may hurt so many people, so many consequences we will have to face. Maybe whatever we are planning to do will not fall in the proper sequence or proper way that we are planning. Uh, 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 so it is always wise to think about the consequences of what you are going to do. Thank you. Over to you, table topic master. I'm sorry for the disturbance
Oh,
caused.
it's okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Abby. We go on to our next speaker, that is Toastmaster Advait. Advait, are you there?
Yeah, yeah. Hey.
Advait, simple topic. Once bitten, twice shy. Once bitten, twice shy.
Okay. This is another proverb, I feel. Like I said before, I'm
You
not.
want another topic?
No, I wouldn't. It's not. See, challenge is gone right there once you ask for another topic. But let's see. Once bitten. Wait. Once bitten. Wait. Twice shy.
If you're not familiar with,
Um.
it's okay. I'll give you another one.
Wait. Let's just let me
Okay.
try this out.
Good. Very good. Great.
Okay.
Good.
No. I'm just. Let me try this. Okay.
Good.
Wow. So if you go through a bad experience or something,
Yes.
you kind of try to avoid it.
Yes.
Something like
Yeah.
that. Okay, yeah. Let's see. This is exactly what I had a very bad feeling about today's meeting, to be honest. Like this challenge thing, when I hear it, I get very scared. So my story is about today. Since you want a story, here we go. My story is that I was planning to leave. I already have other things, like I have to go for a gym. So I thought I'll just, honestly, my heart is like beating because yeah, but you have to make a story. Once you said simple topic and in the beginning, you're like, okay, fine, this is going to be something simple. We had to just talk about it. No, but challenge is you have to make a story. Story is not my thing. I'm very bad at giving stories. The last time I must have recited a story is some KG1 or something, and I got some second place. That is something else. But um, okay, so story is 2-3 meetings back when we had this proverb session. After that, I try to avoid it. I try to avoid the meetings because yeah, and my dad, he's like, who cares what you did, who cares? And this is yeah, DTM Amjad put this meeting for our benefit, not for others. And so I don't know. This is exactly what the meaning of the proverb is. Then okay, I think I'm game. Otherwise, that's it. I have nothing else to say. But thank you.
You were spot on. Hit the bullseye. Okay. Don't worry. Okay. Now we go to our next speaker, Toastmaster Alex. Toastmaster Alex? Yeah. We can't hear you. You'll have to unmute yourself.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Now am I audible?
Yes, you are. Toastmaster Alex, the topic for you is two wrongs don't make a right. Two wrongs don't make a right. Toastmaster Alex.
Good evening, Toastmasters. Two wrongs don't make a right. Yes. Now, this is not mathematics where minus into another minus is going to be plus. No. In real life, it doesn't happen that way. Real life is not a linear progression or a geometrical progression like mathematics. Here it's a fuzzy logic. And a negative is always a negative. A wrong is always a wrong. In my life, if I want to relate to my life and tell a story about my life, uh, I had a good friend, very good friend, and for whatever reason, there was some misunderstanding, and he did something which hurt me a lot. And instead of forgiving him, instead of trying to clear the air of misunderstanding, I did another wrong. I insulted him. Now, this, instead of making the situation better, it's worsened, and the relationship took a bad turn, a point of no return. So, ladies and gentlemen, two wrongs will never make it right. I can tell you from my story. I lost a very good friend because of my wrong. I could have done it better way by being positive, by handling it in a positive manner, which I didn't. So in summary, two wrongs will never make it right. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alex. Good story there. Very important learning for all of us. Okay. We next go on to our next speaker, Toastmaster Jaya. Toastmaster Jaya, is she here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a very good evening.
Good evening to you too. Toastmaster Jaya, your topic is time is a great healer. Time is a great healer. Toastmaster Jaya.
Um, Evening to all the dear Toastmaster. Thanks for this topic. Time is a very good healer, right?
Yes.
Um, well, yes. According to me, in my personal life, I would say, as usual, I have gone through a lot, you know. I have been hurt by people, I have been put down by people, and since childhood. So when I look back, um, of course, it wasn't easy for me to forget. It took time. If I connect to my childhood, what has happened to me, it took, say, about, I guess, 20 years, I don't 15 to 20 years to come over it, you know, and heal myself. At that time, the maturity comes in, right? And we all grow up, we all realize, we begin to understand, you know, the world and people better, why it has happened, you know, where you went wrong, etc. And yes, so now when I look back, uh, like my childhood, when I look back to my childhood, like in my school days, um, it doesn't bother me anymore. I feel all healed up because that time we were all small, you know, your peers and all, they were all small. They were doing, you know, unknowingly or knowingly. And when we all grow up, we all realize, you know, and we come over it. So yes, time is a great healer. And of course, there are still few things which cannot be healed still, but we have to try in order by, you know, um, putting our mind to something else like hobbies, uh, interests such as therapies, dance therapy, etc. So that's what. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Jaya. Thank you. That was a very touching story. We go on to our next speaker, Toastmaster Parag. Toastmaster Parag, your topic today is the early bird gets the worm. The early bird gets the worm. Toastmaster Parag.
Early bird gets the worm. Dear Toastmasters and guest members, if any, so though this phrase is basically, I'm struggling to just get the meaning, exact meaning out of it. But I think the bird who is trying to catch the worms, I think they are getting their meals. So might that those who basically are trying to put their efforts is getting the results. And I think that the tabletop master is getting agreed with it. So yeah, I'm quite there. And it happens. See, we try many things, but we just keep planning and doesn't materialize into those things. So what happen if you're not taking any initiatives, you're not going to anywhere. So at least we need to start from somewhere, whether it's an inch, slide by inch, and that distance can be many. For example, I made a mistake and there was a time when I did not have a job. And it didn't happen once, it happened twice in the last 15 years. But that time I was just trying to get a job, and definitely I got it within a time. It took 6 to 7 months, both the times. But what could have been better had I taken a other small job which could be just for rolling on bread and butter. So that could be basically if I started something at those could be used as a filler. And that time I was not an early bird. But there are other instances where I took the initiatives when things are not moving or I had a problem. So I knew that I need to take some responsibility and I moved on to those things, taking roles. And it paved me the way and resulted in success way. And that's the thing. Everyone should basically come out and face those hurdles. Back to you, table topic master.
Thank you. Thank you. Good story there. Okay. We now go on to our next speaker, Toastmaster Sherman. Toastmaster Sherman, your topic today is good things come to those who wait. Good things come to those who wait. Wait. W-A-I-T. Wait.
Yeah, WAIT, yeah, correct. Madam Table Topic Master and fellow Toastmasters. And sometimes you have to wait and see. Actually, today the situation was in the hotel. Actually, I'm working in hotel. We were thinking we are not getting in quarantine businesses to the hotel, but all of a sudden we got it today. But sometimes we were it's called jump the gun, or sometimes we think we are not getting anything and we laid off some of the staff. So we have to wait and see. Somehow that means you have to have the patience. And if you don't have patience, sometimes now with this COVID situation also, the people are in disrupting situation, disrupted the whole life. They think, and there's no vision, there's no future. But there are any dark clouds have silver lines. So you have to wait and see. The vaccine is coming almost very near to most of the countries. But in Sri Lanka, I heard 20% of the population getting the vaccine by in December. So things are not that bad. We can expect something, the good things, if you wait and see. And also you have to develop your patience. Sometimes you are coming to conclusions. We don't know what has happened and what will happen. So better to think and take a good decision. Otherwise, you will come to a wrong conclusions. Over to you, Madam Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sherman. Apt story over there. And we go on to our next speaker, Toastmaster Anupama. Toastmaster Anupama? Anupama, are you there? And she's not responding. Okay, we go on to the next speaker, Toastmaster Ajay.
Yes.
Yeah. Toastmaster Ajay, your topic today is ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. Toastmaster Ajay.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sunita, for that lovely topic. And a very, very good evening to all the Global Impromptu family members here. Ignorance is bliss. Well, I don't know how to relate a story to this, but yes, during childhood, I remember being ignorant of a lot of things in our life, at least for me. I was ignorant of many things in life. Of course, you grow and get the experience. It definitely gets away with you. You can get away with a lot of things in your life when you're ignorant about it. But as I grew up, I realized that well, having a knowledge about something definitely stands you in a better stead in life, because ignorance about something is innocence is different. Ignorance is like you don't want to know about it, or you probably didn't know about it, but then you did something based on that. Well, that cannot be excused, because even in law, as they say, ignorance of law cannot be excused. I had situations in my life, for example, if I want to relate back to something which I was totally ignorant about, was uh, I will give a not my practical example, but one of my aunts who was really down from a very village environment, and we went out. She had probably visited a restaurant for the first time, and it was a very humorous thing which happened. Was everybody had food and everything, and then eventually the waiter brought a bowl of hot water to wash our hands, and everybody was washing their hands, and she did not know what to do with it, and she thought it was probably, she did everything, and there was a piece of lime, and then they squeezed the lime in it, and she thought probably it was lime juice. She just picked up the bowl and drank it. Ignorance. But I don't know whether it's bliss. So, well, that's a very challenging subject to say whether it's bliss or not. But definitely, what I could understand from that was it is our prerogative to decide whether you take that knowledge or you don't take that knowledge. If you take it, you stand in good stead. If you don't, bliss, questionable. Over to you, Sanita. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ajay. See, this is why stories, we will always remember this aunt story of Toastmaster Ajay. Okay. We now come to, is Anupama back here? No.
So I'm there.
Yeah, Anupama.
Sorry, there was some network issue, so I had to leave and come. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anupama, your topic is do not count your chickens before they are hatched. Do not count your chickens before they are hatched.
Good evening, my global impromptu family. Who doesn't like to dream? Everybody loves to dream. And you know what is the dream which I dream every year for the past maybe 5 years? That I'm getting up and fitting in my dress which I used to wear in my college. And what am I doing for it? Nothing. And what I sometimes people plan is they just say, I will do well, I will study well, then I will get a job, then I will become a multimillionaire, then I will do this, I will do that. So these are all something, planning something, and thinking of something which is quite not possible. You cannot become a millionaire overnight. So what everyone should do is plan step by step. Plan step by step, maybe yearly plan, maybe a short 5-year plan, like how Aga meant to do, and see how things are working. And then you move ahead. So it's not correct to just plan too much in advance without knowing the result. So you should know your capability and you should know what is feasible and then act according to it. Actually, you should never build castles in air. So that happens when you start counting your chickens before they are hatched. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anupama. Good topic, good story there. We go on to our next speaker, Samriddhi. Toastmaster Samriddhi, are you here? Is she here? Samriddhi? I don't see her.
No, she has left.
Has left? Okay. I hope I didn't scare her. Okay. Toastmaster Dinesh. Toastmaster Dinesh?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, can you hear me?
Toastmaster Dinesh, your topic is appearances are deceptive. Appearances are deceptive.
Appearances are deceptive, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Appearances are deceptive. Yeah, that's so I kind of agree with the topic, and so we can then we realize that they're confident or they're not by seeing the appearance. But sometimes when it's kind of like you can't judge someone by just you can't judge a book by looking at the cover. It's the same way. Appearances are deceptive until you know more about someone, or until you will you know more details about someone, then only you'll come to know that how capable, or maybe it's about the material also, or uh, you cannot judge just by seeing the appearance. So uh, there are many situations, so at least I can relate one to the table Toastmasters fraternity at least. So in my club, so there is this one guest came over, and he's so confident. He was like so talkative, and he was asking questions in between, and everything. But when he went on the stage to just to talk on the table topics, that's where the real thing came up, and he was quite silent for some time. Yeah, that happens. Not he's silent for 2 minutes. Like he came and he improved. So we cannot tell just by looks, and maybe you can go more deep into that. Then you'll realize that appearances are deceptive. Yeah. Thanks. What do you?
Thank you, Toastmaster Dinesh. That was a good story there. And then we come to Dinesha. Dinisha.
Sorry for the interruption. Did Suraksha, was Suraksha called?
Yeah, she finished.
Okay. Sorry.
Dinesha, your topic today is quality is better than quantity. Quality is better than quantity.
Thank you, topic master. Good evening to you all. Quality is better than quantity, as we all expected. In numbers, if we have many, but what matters is not the quantity, but the quality in that. I have a story that is a funny story to share with you. I have two friends at my school days. They were very good friends. One girl is very nice, fair, tall, slim, and the other girl is fat, black, and yes, and we say she's too fat and so they always goes together. What the other people say is uh, one, the slim girl is the quality and the fat girl is the quantity. But that has no relation to, I know this has no relation to the meaning of the topic, but I remember the story. That's why I told you. When we want to go somewhere and get something, what we always see is the quantity. If I buy something for money, then I always count, is there enough things? The number, how many, if I'm going to buy bananas, say it is 200 rupees. I count whether there are any sufficient number of bananas. Sometimes when I take it home, I can't eat it. Some are rotten or cut and something happened. But without without considering the quantity, if I look for the quality, I will get all the things. Uh, what I get can be used without wasting. Always the quality is better than quantity. Over to you, Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dinisha. That was perfect. Okay. Now we come to Toastmaster Sudeep. Toastmaster Sudeep. Toastmaster Sudeep. Is he here? I can see him on the screen. Toastmaster Sudeep. Yeah. Toastmaster Sudeep, your topic today is true wisdom comes from experience. True wisdom comes from experience.
Good evening, everyone. I totally agree with the topic, and I would like to quote in my way is that experience is the best teacher. A lot of things that a person wants to do is that he achieves that confidence by doing it. So I would like to quote here my personal example is that I want to develop a website, but prior to developing a website, I did not had any important knowledge, any prior knowledge how a website has to be developed, what are the things that has to be taken care. But the first attempt which I took in developing a website was haywire. Nothing was at its place, and it was totally opposite to what I have thought about. But gradually, I learned from the mistakes. I got into that in depth. I took a dive into that, and understand what are the interfaces, what are the efforts, what are the areas that you have to do, what to whom you have to consult. So slowly and gradually, the website was developed. Another lesson was that of driving a car. So I always pursued and I always imagined to drive a car, but until and unless I practiced it and understand and my mistakes and rectify that mistakes, won't be able to go of the way ahead. So at the last, I would like to quote is that one is input and another is output. So is that if you want to balance the input and the output and come to a final product, is that you have to have an equilibrium of whatever things that you have inputted in terms of knowledge. You have to get a good product out of the input. You have to use the knowledge to get the best output. That is termed as a wisdom. So gained knowledge will be turned into wisdom once you apply it, get the things in a wrong direction. If it is applicable, get it rectified, and that will lead to a wisdom. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sudeep. Good example. Toastmaster Daisy. We come to you next. Toastmaster Daisy. Haste,
Good evening, Toastmaster Sunita.
haste makes waste. Haste makes waste.
Haste makes waste. Yeah, it is a very old proverb. I have heard it often. Haste always makes waste. Whatever job you do, you need to you need to have patience. You need to think well before whatever you do. If you want to finish it in a hurry, it is going to be a disaster. It will end up, most of the time, it will end up in a disaster. For instance, when I am cooking, sometimes I put the dal in the pressure cooker and I want it, sometimes I want to finish the job immediately, very fast. So I try to open it before even the steam settles down. You have to wait, you have to give that waiting period for the steam to settle. Then only the dal would have been cooked properly. But in my hurry, sometimes I try to open it, I put it under the sink, put water over it, I settle the steam and open it, and I find the dal half cooked. So what I do, I again put it back and put it over the stove, which means I am wasting my time. The time goes extra 30 minutes and everything gets spoiled. The day will, my mood gets upset. You waste everything. Everything goes haphazard. So your prerogative thing should be your patience. If you take up a job, anything, whatever, if it is a small thing like your daily activity, you need to follow that patience for everything. You should give it the time. Everything has a time period. For that, you give the time, and eventually the result will be also proper. Even in typewriting, some people want to do it very fast. They want to show their speed. So what they do, they will type very fast, but everything, there will be so many mistakes in it. But when you learn something like typewriter, you need to show only you need to be accurate in typing. No need to hurry up. Put some steady, go in the slow, you can do it slowly, but you will pick up accuracy. Later the speed will come. So haste will always result in waste. Over to you, Srita ma'am.
Thank you. Perfect story. Okay. We now come to Monu, Toastmaster Monu. Toastmaster Monu. Toastmaster Monu?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Toastmaster Monu, your topic is better late than never. Better late than never.
Okay, better late than never. Thank you. Good evening, all dear members. Yeah, this is true statement that better late than never. The things that everybody in our family members also say, please don't do any hurry, even it is going too late. It is good if you are driving slowly, but it is not good if you are driving so rushly, because it can cause many problems for us, not only for you, even for your family members. Sometimes what happens, whenever we do work in haste, then it can cause a lot of problem for us. Not only for yourself, but the person who are connected with you, the person who are dependent on you. So it is better to late, but it is nothing that you are going to work in a very long way. So no problem. You are delaying the things. But the things is you have to do things correctly in a good way. What happens? Suppose we are doing the things in very haste. Sometimes what happens, since I am working in a software company and with some production environment, if I will not do my work with consciously, slowly, then the things may mess up. If the things may mess up, then we cannot roll back it. Like the statement, what we are saying by our mouth, that cannot be come back. The same thing, it is better too late. But if something is doing wrongly, accidentally, then it cannot be rolled back even in our lives. So we have to do work carefully with conscious perfect manner. So I would suggest do work late, little bit late, but that should be accurate, not in any haste. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Now we go on to Toastmaster Jesse. Jesse, persuasion is better than force. Persuasion is better than force.
Persuasion is better than force. Who will accept force? Will I exercise force on my children? They will rebel. Can I persuade them? Please, will you do this or this thing? Everywhere in the office, if there is a force on anything, we will not accept. I don't accept. But if this boss comes and says to me, can we do this if we do this thing, we are going to save time, we will accept. Children don't accept force. It's always persuasion is always better than force. When force is to be exercised is the prerogative of the authority. When something has to be masked, has to be persuasion is not working, then you use the force. That's the prerogative of the authority to use force when persuasion does not work. So normally it's the best policy is to persuade people, persuade your children, persuade, but if does not, and if force must be applied, then force can yield a result, at least for the fear. This is what I say to you. Yes, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Jesse. So now we come to DTM Amjad. That's our last speaker. DTM Amjad, are you there? I think he's not there. Okay. So then we are done.
We finished early.
Yeah, we are just 19 of us. Yeah. Is Toastmaster Amjad there? No.
He's not there. Someone can give you topic, Toastmaster Sunita.
Yeah.
Who would like to give?
I've asked Amjad ji.
Okay.
Actually, no problem. Actually, if anybody else want, no problem. Actually, I think that I am being giving for several
Shant, you would
meetings.
like to give
I
topic
take-
to Toastmaster Sunita?
Yes,
Daisy ma'am wants to give it.
Daisy,
Daisy ma'am
please.
wants to give it.
Yeah, Daisy.
The topic for you, Sunita ma'am, never look a gift horse in the mouth. Never look a gift horse in the mouth.
Very, very true statement. Diwali is coming. I'm going to receive a lot of gifts. So I will remember this. Never look a gift horse in the mouth, which literally means that when you get a gift, don't think about its value. Don't look at its asset value, whether it's a costly gift. Never accept a gift gracefully. That is what it means. Very, very true, because gifts are mostly given out of goodwill, and the thought behind the gift is the most important thing. So be happy whatever gift you get. Yes, there are times when you know that obviously people are trying to pass on things which they didn't want in their house, and that time you feel a little, because you have the problem of passing it on again to somebody else, because it's a gift that is totally useless. But even a small safety pin, if it is useful, that is a good gift to give. So generally we don't look at a gift horse in the mouth. We accept it gracefully and feel glad that somebody thought of us enough to give us a gift. And price doesn't matter actually. The price of the gift, and whether sometimes even useless gift, but given by a person who you feel has a lot of love to you and has given it to you out of love, then you don't mind it at all. You keep it in the house just because it reminds you of that person and you know that it was given with a lot of love and care. So never look at gift and gift boxes. Go with it. Very simple topic for you. To err is human, to forgive is divine. To err is human, to forgive is divine.
Thank you so much, Madam Topics Master, Toastmaster Sunita, ma'am. Is human and forgiveness is divine. I have many things, but one thing I cannot forget, I have mentioned many a times. And let me just take opportunity to repeat it again once more.
We were running it.
Okay.
Is human and forgiveness is divine. Madam Topics Master, let me take an opportunity to say something which is very big, but still I have to mention, you never know, somebody can learn from this, my mistake. Is human, yes. As I mentioned a couple of times in Global Impromptu session and many of my other sessions, one of my very close friends, he ditched me, scammed me with 1.35 million dirhams. He's a Toastmaster. He was very close to me. I trusted him a lot. And after that, he refused to accept it even. Then I started exposing him. I accepted my mistake. I accepted that it is a mistake. It's an error of trusting somebody blindly. And then I realized, Amjad, it's okay. You made it. You lived it. You trusted somebody. You learned a lesson. Forgive yourself. It's human. You are human. You cannot be so rude to yourself, so tough to yourself that it cannot happen. Yes, it happened. When I started exposing and I got to know from so many other people, they said, I made the similar mistake. Somebody very close to me, a brother of mine, a cousin of mine, a friend of mine, a business partner of mine, he did the same thing to me. So, is something which is all we do. But when we forgive, actually we don't just forgive other person, we forgive ourselves. We tell ourselves it's okay, it happened, but make sure it's not repeated, it's not done again. Don't get bitten from the same hole twice. Ladies and gentlemen, it's normal. We are all human beings. We are all here to do mistakes, commit mistakes, make mistakes, but it's okay. Forgive yourself and try not to repeat, as I'm trying my level best. But still, as a human being, I don't know whether I'm going to continue trusting people or not. But yes, this is what happened to me. And you learn from my mistake at least. Thank you so much. Back to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. I think that's it. We are done for the day. Toastmaster Savita.
All right. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sunita ma'am. Really appreciate. Let's go to our Madam Timer, Toastmaster Savita ma'am, to read the timing report, please.
Yes, I'll just put in chat also. So I'll just read out. Sushant 142, Suraksha 132, Sashank 158, Habi 116, Advait 130, Alex 158, Jaya exceeded the time 250, Parag 228, Sherman 145, Ajay 225, Anupama 135, Dinesh 145, Dinisha 220, Sudeep 2 minutes, Daisy 222, Mono 215, JC 120, Sunita 142, and Amjadji 225. Thank you so much. Over to you, DTM Amjad.
Thank you so much, Savita ma'am. Really appreciate. Can we all give her a big hand for managing time for plus minus 20 people? Ladies and gentlemen, this is how we conduct our session. It was 80th session, 80 days, and plus minus you can multiply with 25 topics, and we have witnessed 20, I mean, more than 1,000 topics. Everyone spoke differently based on their experiences. This is how we make our meetings successful. Please join us again every Sunday, every Wednesday, and every Friday to support yourself and support the society. When you speak, people learn from you. When people speak, you learn from them. Thank you so much. And big hand for Toastmaster Sunita for managing this session. 80th one, a big one. Thank you so much. With that, Pav Vasnimi, the host of this very meeting, I adjourn the meeting. Now over to each one of you to have fun for some time. Stay blessed.